Police brutality is anytime they use or take advantage of the situation, when they use using their power for evil, not to serve and protect.
When they become bullies and they don't have to.
I haven't received police brutality, but definitely some discrimination. I remember I was coming home one night. I was going through a dark part of town, and the first thing the police says is, of course, why I pulled you over, all that good stuff. And then he said that pulled me over because my bright lights were on too long. We were pulled over, and now we're going to go to search my entire car.
My sister's 5'11", so she was 90 pounds at the time. She was walking back to her apartment, and two police officers stopped her thinking she was someone else. And because she didn't have her ID on her, they didn't believe her, and she was like, hey, you can go up to my apartment, I'll show you. And they didn't believe her. They thought she was trying to get away, so they handcuffed her, brought her to jail. And they could legally hold you for 2 days, so that's what they did. After they had punched her in the mouth and choked her out, they took her pants off of her, tied a knot, and tied her to the top bunk to make her look like she tried committing suicide. And her knees were literally on the ground, so she was just dangling there. They took the tape that recorded what they did, and they erased it, and they hid it in the police station. And the chief of police came through his rounds, and he saw my sister hanging there, and he took her down, and they did everything they're supposed to. And my sister, she's still in a coma, and you can see the men's hand, the thumbprint and fingers on her throat.
It's always disappointing to me because I'm a student, yes, I'm a black person in America, but I'm also a Marine Corps veteran. I've also served 5 years as a United States Marine. After sitting on that corner for about 30 minutes with people riding by thinking I'm up to something, up to no good, every time I get pulled over, I always show my old Marine Corps ID. With police, if a policeman kills a black person, it's whatever we say it is acceptable. But if a police were to kill a Marine Corps veteran, well, that's unacceptable.
We didn't go to trial. They closed. They gave money and kind of closed it. They didn't get prosecuted because there wasn't no physical evidence as far as the tape goes, and they didn't take the word from inmates because they're inmates.
What do you think typically provokes a cop to resort to this kind of violence?
Hatred and lack of diversity in social circles.
The guys that did that to my sister, they've been on the force for a while. Why they did it, I don't know.
Because it's always the same excuse that you were feared for your life, which first I'm thinking, holy shit, what's going on in the training where so many policemen are in the field fearing for their goddamn life? If someone has to if I'm breaking the law because I'm provoked, that says a lot about me and less about the other person in the situation.
I've lived in small towns, and the police activity is barely anything.
Well, the police activity I'm from Alabama, and so you already know what the deal is there.
I don't think the neighborhood determines how someone is treated by a police officer. I've seen officers in a good neighborhood do messed up things too, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think the person has all to do with how they act towards someone.
The police's behavior is a really, really big issue that stems to a lot of activism and all these other things that are happening just because there's this group of people who are behaving badly and getting away with it, and there's not really much of a change.
My aunt used to be a police officer, so they would have quotas that they would have to do, and it's not, you have to go arrest 10 black people that are stealing bikes. It's nothing like that, It's a quota that they have to get in. So I hate it when people want to use the race card and say that's the reason why I'm being bullied because of my color. It's not. Because my sister got hurt like she did, and she's still in a coma, and she's not black.
It's hatred and it's evil, and racism goes away, but it goes away over time. If this was 1920, it'd be people getting lynched, but as things progress, racism becomes more subtle.
I think police should be better trained on how to deal with all kinds of stressful situations.
In American entertainment, the black stereotype is so perpetuated. It's so perpetuated. Racism is everybody's responsibility to change. It's not just a group. You just have to get used to being around people that are different from you and not being so scared all the damn time of someone just because they're different from you.
We fear what we don't know.
Oh, do we ever? Yeah, we kill it.